Gibson re-releases a super strat they made back in the 80s. Are they going to win or be defeated with the new Victory? Stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
How's it going, guys? My name is Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us on the web at alamomusic.com. If you are new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you want to support the channel, you can visit our spring store link below for custom swag, and check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. We had a fun episode recently about stuff that bugs us. You should check it out. It was a lot of fun.
Ain't no bugs in this one, I'll tell you that. Brand new and nowhere for them to hide.
Brand spanking new guitar from Gibson. This is the Victory. There's actually two models in this lineup. This is the figure top version. There's a non-figure top version, but why would you really bother? We're going to talk about it. I will tell you at the onset, this seems to be a very polarizing guitar, maybe more so than the Theodore. What's interesting about this guitar is it's a blast from the past. It was effectively a super strat that Gibson introduced back in the 80s when they were now kind of competing with Kramer and stuff, for hair metal bands.
Cosmo Kramer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they now own Kramer, so go figure. But it is a super strat body, dual humbucker, stop tail, long scale, with a really nice set-in neck that's very comfortable, and dare I say, it's an extremely light and pretty comfortable guitar to hold.
It's really, really light. Got some nice carves. I have never gotten to play an original Victory. Have you?
No, we saw one, if you remember, at one of the guitar shows, and I was very inclined to try to buy it to feature on the channel, just because a lot of people, even people that are like Gibson aficionados who spend all their time in like the Les Paul forum. Gibsonados, that's it. Put that on a t-shirt, Les Paul forum, guys. Gibsonados.
Come on.
Yeah, a lot of people just are not aware of this guitar, and so I really wanted to get it. They just wanted too much for it, but it's a very cool guitar. It comes from an era where there was a lot of super strats, kind of hitting the market, and you could argue that Gibson during that period of time was not building great guitars. Their traditional stuff was really suffering compared to most of the music that was being played, and Fender too. Fender was really kind of taking it on the chin, while you had Kramer and Ibanez and Jackson. And, building super strat guitars. And so
Charvel, dude.
Gibson saw an opportunity. They're like, we're going to build this guitar. It didn't really hit, unfortunately. It had some early adopters. Adrian Belew played one. There you go. That's high praise. So it's a cool guitar. This is the reintroduction of it, and I dig the specs on it. You're going to love or hate this guitar.
Yeah. We got the Iguana Burst, which I like. It's
my favorite color.
Finish I was most excited about. I think, while you said it could be more polarizing than the Theodore, I think since it has a more traceable history, that may get it a little bit more traction right out the gate.
Well, here's why I say it's more polarizing. I think the Theodore has a lot of haters. There's very few people I found that really dig the Theodore. I think, truth, right?
Yeah.
I think this guitar is going to be more 50-50. There's going to be people that absolutely hate it because it's not a Les Paul, it's not an SG, it's not something from the 50s. And then there's going to be people that absolutely love it. Our guy David, not unsurprisingly, he absolutely loves this guitar.
He loves it. He thinks that this is the absolute perfect send-off for Brat Summer. And also he likes it. If you follow our TikTok, you can hear him talk about it.
Yeah.
But there's some interesting switching options here. So you got push-pull on both pots. Dual push-pull pots. Three-way that controls
like
these
3 times
guys.
fast.
I don't think so. Three-way toggle that will get you around. But then you got coil split and also the ability to choose which coils on.
Right, which is definitely usable. I wonder how many. I'm trying to think of David is freaking out about this, and it has its uses. I mean, it definitely, particularly at the bridge, it's going to change the voicing, but it's such a subtle change that I was like, man, that the niche of players who care.
I mean,
But it's
give
cool.
them the option.
It's very
right?
cool.
It's cool.
Because if you go to the inner coil on either one, you get more of like a middle pickup sound.
Yeah.
And if you split both coils and you're in the middle position, meaning you have both on, and you do that, you've got both inside coils. It's a cool sound versus both
cool.
outside coils. So
I think it's fun, and I think that it, honestly, looking at it like over the last few days, I think it looks cool.
growing on you?
It's grown on me a little bit. I don't know. I'd like to see the first contemporary musician that's going to bring this thing out. I could see, I mean, you remember that point in time.
Definitely going to be in it's going to be on like Nashville's, New Year's Rock or something.
Yeah,
some guy's going to be on stage with one.
With Keith Urban. Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm excited to see some of the other finishes, but I think as it is, this guitar is unlike the Theodore, because that's the comparison, right? The weirdness that Gibson has put out. I think this is something that people could actually find to be like a useful and unique thing versus Theodore. It's kind of like just an SG in a different shape almost, but this has a certain unique thing. Also, I like the fret dots. I think that's interesting. But the pickups themselves, 80s tribute pickups.
80s tribute in zebra, which was definitely the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
So there is something that David noted on here, and at first I was like, I don't get what he's talking about, and now I've seen it. It's an offset body, dual cutaway, and it's kind of got this kind of bat wing pick guard, and he said it kept reminding him of a PRS, and there is, I think it's the Vela, is a kind of offset S2 PRS that is very similar, or it reminds me a lot of this, particularly with the bevel. I actually think this might be a nicer looking guitar, honestly. I do also love that it's a compound radius, so it's 10 to 16, very modern, and it's an ebony fingerboard that's bound. So you're getting some definite perks. And if you have a question about, so this is the figured flame top, right? And I think this is the best color Josh and I were talking about. The smoke burst and the wine red, I think, a little too dark to show it off.
Yeah.
Because it's a AA top. If you look at the side of it, it's not a veneer. It's a top. It's about probably a quarter of an inch, would you say?
Yeah.
So you can see it definitely right there. So that whole section. But if you look on the treble side, you can see that chunk.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's there. So mahogany, maple, mahogany neck set in. It's not bolt on. Pretty cool guitar. So let's take a listen. So there you have it. In Iguana Burst, it is the Lizard, or as Gibson calls it, the Victory.
Also, forgive me for the flubs in the demo. All right,
come
I'm
on.
trying my best here.
This guy is playing hurt.
I got hurt, but also I went through 3 different Band-Aid configurations in the process, and this is the one that seemed to work the best. It's not perfect.
I really do wish we'd looked. So we did a video years ago with the Amazon stuff with the white glove. You just needed the white glove treatment. Wish we'd found it in here. Anyways, cool guitar. Some very unique features that are on this, and it's a pretty straight up kind of setup. 3-way toggle, and you can quickly know what you're doing. It's got a nice weight to it. It's got a really nice balance to it. Does it come with a hard shell case?
That comes with a nice hard shell case.
So yeah, and it is $24.99. The non-figure top version with they're all opaque colors.
Yeah.
That one's $19.99. You don't want that one. You want this one.
I mean, you might as well go all out.
Seriously, it's a cool guitar. So I'm curious. I wonder how it's gonna hit. The deal is usually a lot of Gibson customers are all about tradition. Even if that tradition's kind of weird. You can look at Explorer bodies. Yeah, they're from the 50s, but one could argue this is probably more conservative than that. But I think it's a cool guitar.
It's a serious instrument. It's not a joke.
That's a loaded statement we could dig into. Maybe in the podcast. Which one is the joke, Cooper?
It's not a joke. All right.
So, great guitar. Would you rock this?
I 100% rock that.
24 frets, by the way.
Yeah, because you need them for sure.
We need Fran to shred on this thing.
I get a little Fran Shred. Yeah, I think it's cool. I would 100% play one. And it would be one of those things where they come out and they're like, oh, haha, Coops playing something funny. And then they hear it and they see it and they're like, that's a serious instrument, not a joke.
Not a joke.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, if you want more information about this guitar, you can go to our website,
alamomusic.com. Browse through all the Gibsons, both electric and acoustic, modern and original, and look at all the cool photos that are on there that are of the actual guitars, and then call us, because there's no buy button, which is a joke, but it's a serious statement that you're going to have to call, text, email, whatever.
You can message us on the website.
Message us. It's easy right there. We'll make it even easier. You can buy this guitar. You can buy any Gibson from us. It's no big deal.
You message us at 10:30 at night, and I'm sitting on my couch looking at my phone. I will make sure that you get this guitar. Don't worry about it. But let us know in the comments of this video what you think about this guitar. And I've said this kind of before, what else would you like to see Gibson reintroduce from their past?
Nighthawk and Blueshawk.
Those are the top 2 on my list. Those are such cool guitars.
Yeah.
Also long scale. Maybe we'll get something like that. So let us know. Do you have a vote for a Nighthawk, Blueshawk? Is a Victory in your future? Are you glad they're embracing this? Should it stay in the lineup or should it go away with Brad Summer? Let us know in the comments.
Brad Summer never
does. If you're new to our channel,
you're going to want to subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on so you know when the cool stuff comes. It's every week, by the way, 3 times a week. But then like and comment and share. Show your friends.
And give him some kudos in the comments for playing hurt. So, thanks so much.
Read between the lines, Theo.
We'll see you next time.